Welcome back. In this tutorial we're going to look at shooting weapons. Shooting weapons, like every other item in Eadon character controller, are defined by scriptable objects that you can create using the create Eadon inventory items shooting weapon menu command. Like every other object, they have an ID and UI tab, a general tab which, like for a melee weapon, lets you specify what you equip and where, in this case on the left hip, a tab to define whether you can throw your weapon, a weapon tab, execution and finisher, which you can do exactly like for a melee weapon, the prefab for the weapon, how you equip it on the hand, the actions you can do with the weapon, and then you have 3 tabs which are specific to shooting weapons. The first one is aiming and reloading. This specifies that you actually can aim with a weapon or not, whether you use the default reticle or not, if you want to use a full body aim pose as opposed to just a pose on the right left arm, depending on which one you're using to shoot. The override clips for the aim and pose and the reload clip. If you use full body aim, you should replace the aim clip. And the ammo that is used, and optionally alternative ammunition. We'll get to ammunitions in the next tutorial. Then you have one tab for aiming IK and one tab for firing. Here you have the maximum range of the weapon, the fire rate if you shoot automatic, the size of the magazine ammo, if you use recoil and the recoil curves, and the duration, and the sounds for shooting empty when you have no bullets, and reload. These 2 curves, you can find them by clicking on the curve, on the cog, the 3 dots, and they're in a library included in the project called movement curves. Aiming IK. Aiming IK is how you align the weapon when you're aiming. This is not a universal process because every model has different bone rotation for the hand and various bones. So when you go into play mode, I've intentionally removed this. I removed the sample one for the demo character. If you equip the weapon, you can see the weapon is correctly in the hand, but when you go into shooting mode, it's wonky. You can see it better here. You can see the hand is not in the correct position. So to set the aim IK, you select the character while in play mode, go on the debug tag, click debug for aiming. This will make the character go into aiming mode, and you can see here under aim pivot, this is the IK target for the hand, which is aligned with the shooting position, and this is another transform that lets you manipulate the IK for the hand, and this lets you orient the hand while the IK stays pointed to the aiming point in real time. When you're happy, You click on the manipulator, click add a position offset creator, and then you add it in your weapon. When you go back into play mode, you can see the hand is now correct. Shooting actions. You have defined here in this gun two actions. One called fire weapon action hip fire, and the other called fire weapon action aiming. The difference between these two is the following. When I have the weapon in my hand, if I press the mouse button, I trigger the first action 1 and action 1, and the character will shoot straight from the gun without aiming. If I hold the modifier key, I can shoot aiming. If you want, if you look at this fire action hip fire, in the action data list, you can specify enable parry. If you want to make a shooting parry like in Bloodborne, you enable parry, you enable the start and end parry time, and then you set the parry type. This will be more detailed more in the combat tutorials. There's also an action for shooting automatic weapons that you can find here, fire automatic weapon action, which basically lets you shoot multiple times while you hold the button down. And the final thing for this tutorial is to look at the structure of the weapon prefab. The gun has a weapon hook exactly like a melee weapon. It has a raycast origin, which is the point from which the projectile is spawned. It has an impact hit VFX, and in this case 2 muzzle flashes VFX. When you shoot the weapon hook will go through all the muzzle flash VFX prefabs and tell them to emit a particle, which look like this. These particles need to have, you can have as many as you want. You can replace this with VFX packs. They need to not be looping, and play on awake needs to be disabled. The impact VFX is a particle system that emits smoke and debris. It's a child of the weapon. You can find it, it's in the project. And here, this one here, impact hit. This will be moved to the impact point, oriented according to the normal, and it will be then told to spawn, to emit the particles, and then it will go back to being silent. It will never be removed, never be created to optimize performance and memory consumption. And that's it. The next tutorial will talk about ammunition.